Which Pokemon do you think is worthy of the title of God of Pokémon? Yep, you guessed this subjective statement correctly. The might of Arceus, the undisputed leader in the Pokemon universe, is a topic of intense debate among anime fans. And if you're one of them, jump right in now. Try asking a Pokemon fan which of their favorite characters they prefer. Responses are going to vary, which is natural given the variety of powerful beings and abilities in the Pokemon universe that draws viewers into it. See, the God of Pokémon moniker, however, is widely agreed upon by enthusiasts. What, in your opinion, makes Arceus the anime's undisputed superhero? Let's look at some fascinating information about it. Each legend in Pokemon appears to be connected to different aspects of each region's past, even though the origins of each Pokemon species is mostly unknown. But Arceus has a fascinating story of origin. Nevertheless, it is thought to have been created both the Pokemon universe and all other Pokemon. Arceus was busy. But that would practically make him the god of the Pokemon universe. Some of the fans might consider Ho and Mew the most important Pokemon in the series, considering they assisted in creating the Pokemon universe in both the video games and the animated series. The long unheard fans' demand of the history of the Pokemon universe finally revealed the truth that left them in awe. Arceus is a bizarre, extraterrestrial, mythical Pokemon that was first featured in Diamond and Pearl. Several sources have confirmed Arceus to be the first Pokemon to ever exist. It is said to have created the Sinnoh region, if not the entire world. According to legend anyways. Intriguing? Well, it ought to be. Here's the backstory with just a little bit more salt and pepper and depth. That made sense. A meteor once posed a threat to the Pokemon universe thousands of years ago. As soon as Arceus caught on to this, it summoned all of its strength and attacked the enormous rock, crushing it. The 16 plates that gave it life, however, scattered during the process, and it started to deteriorate. Fortunately, a man by the name of Deimos found the Pokemon. Arceus was then given the strength to push back the others and complete his recovery after he discovered and returned one of the missing plates, the Jewel of Life, which it lent to Arceus to take Michina's town barren wasteland lush and fertile, and was created when 5 of its plates were separated in appreciation for Deimos' actions. Even though Arceus created it, what else does it possess that makes it the most difficult foe in the Pokemon universe? Given the numerous arguments available to support this assertion, a Pokemon lover would be happy to respond to this question. Starting from appearance, the Pokemon is nothing short of perfection. Arceus' pointed feet are tipped with gold hooves, and its body is white, with a gray underside that's vertically striated and repeats on the underside of its mane, tail, and face. Gray face, green eyes, red pupils, as well as a green circular pattern below its eyes are its main striking features. And its mane is quite long and sticks out from its head, giving a peculiar appearance. Why is no one laughing? That was a great segue. Anyways, if you think that strength is ultimately determined by physical strength, and that physical might always triumphs over other methods, you're going to be disproven by learning about Arceus' abilities. I mean, bruh, how cool would it be to be the master of the universe and time, to have mind-blowing abilities like the power to summon humans from any point in time? It seems complicated, but in the magical Pokemon universe, anything's possible with Arceus' godlike powers. As a Pokemon fan, have you ever faced the dilemma of choosing between a specific type of Pokemon, like being amazed at the fire types in an instant and wishing your favorite Pokemon had water-type powers too? Well, what if I told you that some Pokemons can achieve this superpower? Would you be a little more excited if I told you that multi-type is one of Arceus' natural abilities? Yep, you heard that right. In addition to other Pokemon with specific types, Arceus has the amazing ability to switch types according to the plates, making it your go-to Pokemon. In this past, Arceus is depicted as protecting the planet from disasters like meteor strikes and looking out for it. Arceus also exhibits compassion and gratitude towards those that treat this planet with kindness, and still keeping watch over the planet today, and desires cooperation between people and Pokemon in face of hardship. Even then, rather than directly getting in the way of the solution, it would just offer suggestions. It's detailed in the Pokemon Legends that Arceus can bestow its blessing on Pokemon to increase their power. Arceus is shown to be able to speak in the opening scene of the Pokemon Legends. Arceus, and it explains that the name Arceus is just what people call it. The franchise recently released Pokemon Legends Arceus, a video game featuring Arceus, which was wholeheartedly accepted by the fans. It massively shook up the formula fans have been accustomed to over the past years, transforming the maps, the story, and more. Legends Arceus is also well liked by players, that so much so that gamers have already proclaimed it to be the best Pokemon game to date. However, even though the majority of players agreed that this exhilarating makeover was long overdue and sorely needed, significant issues still diminish players' enthusiasm and pleasure in the game. raising the question of whether Legends Arceus is indeed that good. Despite the drawbacks, this game's a hit for fans. However, the game has certain upgrades that deserve to be highlighted. Since the map in Pokemon Legends Arceus is much bigger than in previous Pokemon games, using Pokemon to travel around the area can save players a ton of time. This is one of the game's biggest improvements. Furthermore, riding atop flying Pokemon is an incredible sight to behold. And both young and old Pokemon fans are going to be in awe of how far Pokemon has progressed. It's still here, games are getting better and looking better, but Pokemon's still kicking and they're making cool. I love it, the day and age. Anyways, in earlier Pokemon games, players could use Pokemon to travel swiftly across the area, but the Pokemon needed to know particular moves like Fly and Surf to do so. This has been advanced in Legends Arceus, where huge Pokemon can be mounted and used for transportation. You can ride the Pokemon. What more features could you ask for? Is Arceus the God of Pokemon? Well, a section of people disagree over what that title means, citing several reasons that include a lack of proper reasoning behind the title. While fans are convinced of its godlike powers, with great powers comes great responsibilities. While there's no doubt regarding the godlike abilities, the incredible powers have drawbacks that even the godlike experience. You're mistaken if you think that being a legendary Pokemon keeps you away from the bad guys. Being a deity Pokemon means more attention from the evil organizations. Evil Pokemon teams are persistent enough to be a nuisance, even when a god Pokemon appears to be unstoppable. As evidenced by Team Galactic's summoning of Dialga and Palkia on Mount Coronet, evil Pokemon teams can come dangerously close to succeeding. Even the god Pokemon are vulnerable to greedy humans due to the advent of things like the Red Chain that allow humans to control the legendary Pokemon. When you say godlike, does that mean immortal? Sorry, but no. Arceus seems to be immortal because its existence precedes the creation of the universe. However, even a godlike Pokemon like it is capable of passing away. Arceus almost dies after saving the world from meteors in the Pokemon Arceus and the Jewel of Life movie. The Supreme Pokemon must defend itself just like any other Pokemon, despite its strength. A deity Pokemon cannot assume that its special status will protect it from death. The creator of the Pokemon universe is still constrained in what it can achieve on its own. Survival? That ain't 100% sure thing. With the power it possesses, the godlike Pokemon is a beautiful sight to behold. Unfortunately, anybody who sees a powerful Pokemon is drawn to it right away, and it becomes tiresome for the deity of all Pokemon to appear around people without generating a commotion. People who are uninformed of the god Pokemon's identity would notice its rarity because it's distinctive. What use are all the powers when you're forced to lead a solitary existence? Through several Pokemon are capable of interdimensional travel, traveling alone would make life lonely. The presence of other life forms is not necessarily something that the legend of all Pokemon can just take pleasure in. Do you think that being a deity means no chances of being caught by a Pokeball? Well, my friends, you're also wrong. Arceus is a god, but by rules of the Pokemon games, he can be caught with a Pokeball. A single Pokemon trainer with a Master Ball can put a stop to a Pokemon's independence, even though the deity of all Pokemon can control creation itself. In the same manner that real Pokemon do, Pokeballs pose a great threat to Pokemon gods. The deity of all Pokemon must obey its trainer's orders if it's ever captured. It might, at worst, spend a long life imprisoned inside of a Pokeball. Even with all of its strength, it cannot escape this fate. Does that imply that Arceus lacks sufficient strength to serve as a Pokemon god? Victory and skill statistics, they're in disagreement. With a total stat of 720, Arceus holds a stable position in the rankings and is only occasionally challenged, ensuring the Pokemon's well-established position. Arceus has a special place not only in statistics, but also in the hearts of fans, making him a legend amongst legends.